Welcome on back everyone to Total War Warhammer 3 and part 8 of our legendary Kroq-Gar Immortal Empires campaign. In today's episode we are here a few turns later, so that way we could skip the travel montage of Kroq-Gar moving on down to reinforce against the war against Tzeentch down here. I have also kicked out a few of our units. I really didn't find the Sauropods off without the riders to be very useful. They don't actually have any armor piercing damage. Well, they don't have very much armor piercing damage, let me show. It's about a 50-50 split. Whereas the Ferrocold ones are mostly armor piercing and have more armor than the normal Sauropods by about 20. So I found the Ferrocold ones are going to be a much better heat-seeking missile for us. They also cost about half. So even I think the normal Sauropods, I think I kicked all of them out. Let's see if I have any left over. Nay. Can we recruit any just so I can see their upkeep? Be kind. We also do have the cacophonous begging in the background because even though it is July 15th and they started this construction project a whole like 2 months ago, we're still going. So the Sauropods, oh, why do they show that they have so much armor? Oh, that's because of Kroq-Gar. That's cheating, isn't it? Alright, slight jump cut. The small cat Mochi decided that this episode had far too few cats in it. So the Sauropods actually are at 109 on the upkeep. That's kind of unfortunate though, because isn't Kroq-Gar, he has an upkeep reduction. Let's see what it is with Rostral. So if we were to hatch him some brand new Sauropods, they're about 50% more upkeep than our Ferrocold ones. I did notice though we have these new Waddles, and if I'm going to be using anything that has a bit more upkeep, we might as well make sure it has a missile strength of some kind. Yes, it is less than the Blue Horrors, and I had a whole deal about that before, but let's go for it. We can only afford the one, so maybe we wait. Since we can snag them at any point, we'll dirtle around a little bit more. So with Rostral, the plan is we're going to keep them in march stance, or in an ambush stance to try to draw the Tzeentchian forces out. The whole reason I'm actually not confederating with Zlotlan just yet is because on Legendary, the AI is actually going to have a much better chance of holding them off than we are, because they'll have all of the boosted income and the boosted recruitment as well. So they are able to recruit something like 6 or 7 units all in a single turn, where we're only able to get 2. So that allows them to actually hold the line much better than we could if we were to confederate and then have that huge income drop, and then not able to actually recruit up another army to even hold the line here. So hopefully they can do the thing for us, and if we can swoop in and take over after we've dealt with the threat, I definitely will. So Rostral has not been moved, of course he hasn't. Actually, instead of ambush, let's go ahead and put him in Astromancy stance, that way I can see further away. This is when we get teleported up on again, isn't it? So let's just move a little ways away. I don't trust Tzeentch at all, for very good reason. Alright, so if we pop into diplomacy, we can actually show Khemri wants non-aggression. That's because they're fighting against all of the Min and Dawi in the region. It's pretty much only Khemri. And actually, Zlotlan, for some reason on this, now that I've reloaded the save, does not want to confederate. Oh well. Works for me. We'll go ahead and end the turn. If offer unsatisfactory, then Grimlock will answer. So, Marcus. He wants peace, and he offers us not a single coin. Peace at our age, we can but hope. You're trying to guilt me. Not today, Wolfheart. Death Magic for Adepts. The mystical Slann Mage Priests have devised a new ritual to increase the effectiveness of blades wielded by your Saurus warriors on the battlefield. However, such advances always come at a price. Ritual will siphon much needed power from the geomantic web, potentially putting the great plan under threat. Will you use it or not? We'd be losing 10 of our geomantic energy, and then we use the magic. Magical power reserve plus 0 per turn, and then we also get magical attacks for Saurus and Spawn Leader units, and then 0% weapon strength. That doesn't sound very good. We're gonna go ahead and conserve the magic. This is the worst death magic weak amethyst armory this is. We'll conserve. Idle hands are the ruin of success. Multiple turns in March. Good old Kroq-Gar can move further now, and I was correct to put him in his previous stance. That is a lot of exalted saints. Oh, but the Yami Boro were here now. The other thing that you did miss was there were actually very many interesting events that happened with Bakta's convoy. One of them was asking us 400 gold to reset a bunch of traps, which would basically weaken any enemy armies that we would be facing in that region. Not a bad one, but we didn't have the 400, so we couldn't spend it. The other thing that popped up was we gave the opportunity to... When I see the group... Let's see if we can in the convoy stance. To give them a blessing. Like previous, we could bless them to one of the old ones. Returning to the convoy you are, that's fine. But these guys all now have... Well, they're supposed to have fire attacks. They're blessed by Chakwa, which gives them fire attacks and magical attacks, which I felt was going to pair very nicely with the Ancient Salamander being able to make enemies weak to fire. But it's not showing that off right now, but they are indeed blessed by Chakwa. So we'll come on in with Talklex, because I don't trust any of these others at this point in time. We'll add him on in, and then we'll go ahead and send him out to... Oh, you can see the threat level on them now. That's a nice little update there. I'm not sure what this dread is going on, but nice little update that we can see the actual threat level in the area. I think the only one we're missing is the Jungles of Jian now. Oh, can you not see what you're getting from the journeys anymore? Interesting. So something appears to be a little bit wonky with our mod here. That's alright. We'll go ahead and send some lads over to the Tower of the Sun. Dispatch for 5. We are going to have some herd extraction. Thank you kindly. It's like a herd of booze from Mario. Alright, so let's go ahead and check on anything that's going to get us a little bit more gold. 2 turns for the Temple of Skulls. We can get some actual normal Saurus running around. That sounds fantastic. Really no upgrades to be had. So Kroq-Gar, while you sit here, go ahead and give you some Feral Cold ones. Oh, never mind. We've got these Yami Boro now. These guys are going to be monsters. Armor piercing. 35 and 35 on attack and defense makes them just kind of middling. Similar to our Amakanth. I guess they don't normally have a ton for the large entities. Yami Boro are so great. Yami Boro Riders are obviously even better. Do we have anything that buffs them up in Kroq-Gar's tree here? Tune to the Beast. Maybe? Oh no, the Yami Boro don't count, do they? It's cold ones. Interesting. So the Chillhop Riders we could use, but we can't use the... Oh, no, here they are. Here they are. Found them. So they do count. Well then. Since we're attuned to the Beast, we might as well give them more armor melee defense. That all sounds fantastic. Do they also benefit from... Yes, they do, from the Dominion of the Hunters. Alright then, that pretty well secures that choice. Rostral, you might come on and grab these Colchian Riders. So I don't want to have nothing but cavalry. For now, let's go ahead and grab... We can only snag one. Expensive the Yami Boro are. In that case, we'll just keep advancing. We won't go ahead and grab a full force. We want to try to keep as much income as possible. Rostral and Kroq-Gar can roll together. The teleportation's still a threat, but I think with Kroq-Gar this close, it shouldn't be nearly as big of an issue. Get him, Khadgar. Oh, look at you. Chameleon Skink Prowler. I like this. I love this little unit card. Fantastic. Alright, Bakza, we can make you an Unseen Protector. Oh, it gives him the Oxyotl ability. Home field advantage, Strider for the whole army. Guerrilla Mindset. So as long as they're moving, they have more reloads. Yeah, that's great. Adaptive Camo for just giving them snipe. Oh yeah, our skinks are going to be monsters by the end of this. And then slow death ammunition, which is just broken. Well, those are all glorious, but I'd like to also make sure our expedition can go out and gather more specimens. So let's snag, what is this one at? Rank 15? Snag Trusted, so we can send him out with more monies. And any of the skills he gains through combat we can put into his his fighting. Alright, sweet. Check anything that we can do through diplomacy, as long as it's trade is really all I'm looking for. Poor Elisor is doing their best to stay out of everyone's business. He's with Hunt Marshals. And that's it. Alright, so we'll swim on back down to Kroq-Gar and company and finally get to some fighting. Aven the Thinker, and Terratus. Which means there might be a Kairos nearby lurking. Thank you, Ancient. You are young. That's right, Cetra. Get dissed. You pruny nasty boy. I have a generous offer to lay down before you, Lizardmen of Lustria. Generous, huh? Right, a canopy shortcut already. Carnivorous plants force us to travel a long ways around. We could use the treetops if we had some proper rope bridges. We could install those rope bridges for 200. Spin treasury and reduce journey time. Actually, I don't think we want to reduce the journey time. We're going to leave no trace and have as many events as possible. So the fact that you're just sitting here means you're absolutely ready for another teleportation ambush. Gar, I need you to move and attack. Can we tell you where to attack? No, because we're not allies. Lizardmen take a long time to decide anything. Much like the Ents. Alright, then we may use Raw Straw as the bait. We get some little Yamiboro. Yamiboro Riders are just the armor-piercing anti-large, which is just glorious. It'll let them eat right through these knights.
Now is not
like a vat of acid. Oh, they don't have any knights, at least that we can see. Alright, Kroq-Gar, you go ahead and come up in ambush, right on the edge of territory. 100% chance. Rawstraw still has a chance to get teleported up on, so we'll see. We will see. Alright. Fighting Tzeentch. It's not a pain, we promise. What I'll do is snag in that we have the skies, a couple of Pihajaras. They're not the best, but hopefully they can actually duel with... I'd like to see if they can duel with Furies. Furies have a lot of attack, but the Pihajaras have a lot more defense. Problem is, these guys have about the same stats as your Dire Bats, which get absolutely rolled by Furies. We'll see. Oh, you rascals. That should not be allowed. So they get reinforcements too, probably, huh? Alright, well, we will go ahead and do Gleaming Pendant here. And Leadership here. So they got teleported up on, and I guess Kroq-Gar is not paying attention. If they have any reinforcements at all, I'm going to frown. To the field. Alright, Attack of the Yogurt People Part 2. Let's see if we can hold them this time. They do... How do you get reinforcements? How is that fair? Kroq-Gar's right there. Alright, cool. Let's bring chameleons over. My grumpiness aside. We need to advance into the trees, stop them from getting good shots. You flying, good sir? You are indeed. Your Hydras, go after this group of Furies first. Actually, they're just gonna get torn up, aren't they? Let's go ahead and fall back. Because they'll use their missiles on them. You charge right into the Chromatic Aberrations. Let's get the Sauropod Riders round. That is so silly that they get reinforcements. Alright, Hydras, go after their lord, drag him down as quickly as you can. Let's go after the Aberrations on the other side then. Alright, what else we have? Amixon Barbs, go ahead and advance, start blasting into the Tzeentchian horrors. Oh yeah, I've got so many clumped up units here because I haven't given them orders yet. Good job. Enemy mage. I'm wide. Go ahead and have these clever girls go maul the units on the side there. Javelins, if you can advance and just start chucking on in wherever you can, really. Tolchians hit them. Sauropods move in and hit them. Love our... Boy. We got away from the Vihardras. How? Oh, this is the second one. That makes sense. And they're rampaging and attacking the ground. Alright, well, this is going very well. You take down Kairos. Getting caught on fire by the exalted pinks. Now our Pietro's got smacked. Come on, guys. Lizardmen, don't let me down. If you guys can move in on Kairos, that'd be just the swellest. These Spear Hydras could take down this lore, that'd also be. Alright, Sauropod Riders come through. We just start rampaging through these lines, that'd be great. We did. Tokens do the same. Interesting strategy. But pull back the ones we can. Oh, Lizardmen, you stay and fight. And our chameleons got smacked. There's so many pink horrors. Yeah, being able to just pick off our armies one at a time like this makes winning quite a bit easier. Off and Lord and Hero, make sure you're all fighting the same unit. Your Hydras drag down Terratus. If we get their lords, we can win. Otherwise, it's gonna be rough. And these chameleons are losing their duel. I mean, that's way too many blue horrors for them. But fall back. Keep all the units distracted. These pinks. Anyone who's rampaging we don't have any control of now, but you can shoot your spikes towards Kairos, that'd be just the swellest. Alright, chameleons. Let's move in and start sniping these exalted pinks where we can. They just have too many pink cores. Love how well the Saurus are fighting though. Keep dragging down the Severed Claw. Now the Pietro's are gone. These ones are back though, thankfully. I don't know that they're gonna do much, but they're back. Actually looks like our spikes doing more damage to friendlies than the enemy. Come in after this lord here, who's still alive. Somehow. Get on my piranha birds. We'll have them descend upon backline of pinks. They're more squishy than we are, but we still have to actually land hits. Off, you keep doing your thing. I was able to regenerate his barrier so quickly. Our clever girls are broken. We just don't have the numbers. The fact that we don't get reinforcements and they do is going to seriously hurt us here. Sauropod Riders are gone. They don't have Striders, so they were never going to do well in the woods there. Just one more hit on that lord, he's done. Kairos is just... no one's able to land any hits on him. Missile resistance, not that it's really going to do much. Circling around, they can't really fire while moving, so we'll use that to our advantage. Our flying birds are done fighting. Sauropod Riders, you guys can come over here. Chuck those. These guys have terrible range, terrible aim. Fall back just a bit. Any amount of magic to make this much easier. Alright, so that lord's gone. You need to come over here and destroy this one. Just try to keep getting those leadership debuffs. I'm gonna have to start having the Kryptonoth charge around. It doesn't even, it seems like the on Lustria Rises or just in general, maybe they've decided that they don't want anyone to be able to retreat from an ambush, so ambush retreats have been turned off. So there's no box that you need to get to. This is because that's what we would have done here, is just try to escape. That's the second lord gone. Everyone needs to be focused on Kairos. If we can deal with Kairos, we might be able to pull out a victory. Micro up on the skinks very well, so they're gonna get torn to shreds. Bring everyone in here to smash to this group. Kryptonoth come into these pink horrors, we'll charge them back in. that's just the birds on their way out. Kairos' regeneration is insanely good. It is incredibly sad, though, that we're not able to retreat anyone. Alright, well. He's destroying his own units with his spellcasting, but he's also keeping his barrier up. One last charge. We'll go ahead and speed this battle up, because we are just going to get defeated kind of slowly here. All of our units don't have quite enough leadership to really fight. They'll charge in and they'll just kind of die. Or just run away. They're winning against Kairos. See if we can't deal with the Severed Claw at the same time. Poison Barbs are fantastic against infantry. They just weren't doing anything to Kairos. I'm gonna go chase off the guys that are already fleeing. That way we can at least break a few units completely. We're gonna get Kairos. You keep working on the Severed Claw. There's only 5 of them left. Marpy boys are just running out of steam too. We can actually see some of the fighting in here. I've been incredibly dour about this, but it's mostly just because I expected we should at least be able to have reinforcements. If they could have reinforcements, we absolutely should be able to. A one-on-one fight there we probably could have won. Not over yet. Kairos is definitely outclassed by 2 lords and a big beastie. Just how often we can actually land those hits. There go the Amexon Barbs. Done and dusted. This army's gonna have to be completely retrofitted. Kairos is bogged down in the woods just as badly as we are. I don't know if we can win though. After we take him down, they've got a lot of units left. Let's see if that's all we need. One more hit, guys. Come on. Down with the bloody big chicken. He looks to be out of magic as well, which is perfect. After Kairos, we'll try to just start dashing around and popping all the little yoga balls. Kairos gonna fight to the bitter end. Get him, Saurus. Alright, there goes Kairos. We'll have you guys stay and get everyone else. We'll have the Kryptonauts keep charging through. It's real tired, so its charge isn't going to be nearly as dangerous as it once was. When do we get it activated? Oh, boys. Alright. I'm not gonna make you sit here and watch me fight these pink horrors forever. We will see if we manage to pull off a victory here in just a moment. I'm thinking it's about a 50-50. What I'm thinking of a warm-up battle. We gained 400 sacrificial offerings, and we did manage to win, although it took the lives of our Legion of Chakwa, our Amexon Barbs, and some Feral Cold Ones. That was a miserable excuse for some micro, but we did manage to pull off a victory just with the Kryptonoth charging through on repeat, and our Lord and Hero able to increase leadership. I did forget about the leadership increase. We probably could have kept our Saurus fighting for quite a bit longer, but that's alright. We did manage to pull out a win, and just barely at that, so we will go ahead and take the extra replenishment. Is nothing, is it? Even with all these sacrificial offerings. Click gold. Ooh, the Azrai are trespassing once more, led by Morlana. When Elves is into this site, they seem to have gotten lost, and now they are at all exotic plants and gigantic footprints. As 3 sets of Wild Riders. 82 charge bonus is crazy. Only one Great Eagle, though, and nothing else that flies. So as long as we are very careful, we can stop these Wild Riders, which don't have any real armor piercing and don't have any bonus feet large. Trap them with our Coatl or even the Ancient Salamanders or the Behelus, and then rip them apart from there. Let's get to it. What a decisive victory. How we managed to ambush them. That is why. So, these are the other guys. I say they're not the ones that are blessed by Chocolate. These are the ones that are blessed by Huan Chi. Think about the devastating flanker. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and give this one to the auto resolve because it's a decisive win, and I'd like to fight against Tzeentch here in a bit. Not bad, not bad. We will take the extra gold. Kroq-Gar's ambush was foiled. Sure. Actually, that's baloney there. 100% chance. He was right next to Rostral. He definitely should have helped. Didn't see that coming. So now his army is going to have that extra spell resistance for the future, despite knowing every spell ever uttered. Mocking Watcher was laid low this day by a superior adversary, which must drive him even more insane. Chuck him right back down the Wall of Fates. Alright, that's 2 battles won. Sotek's chosen, so we've got the snakes migrate in great numbers, a sure sign that Sotek demands action from one of his chosen priests. If they are worthy, then their cohort will be blessed with a sacred spawning. 2 blessed Kroq scores. Alright, Rostral, we've got Relentless Avenger, weapon strength, and melee attack when in own territory, yes please. Impervious to pain, giving our Saurus death blow. Also, yes please. And then we're going to keep up with Iron Disciplinarian, even if it feels kind of janky. It's keeping control up, because we don't really want to be fighting. While they are good sources of experience, I don't really want to be fighting rebellions on repeat. Ambush success chance or corruption reduction. Let's do ambush success chance. Our Star Vet will definitely go for training. So they've got reinforced Obscenite, ready the cohorts, and then Pack Leader. Vanguard deploy for himself when he's on a cold one, and then everything in the army that counts. I think that's a great skill. Experience gain passively for Talklex. Yes, please. We'll have Rostral stamp out Egram. See who never. Still lost 33, we'll go ahead and take the experience this time. And I'm going to go ahead and start dismantling his army just a bit to retrofit it with how we kind of want. These Chulkins are just not good. We can't make them Chulkin Riders, so they'll be good anti-large, and they will no longer rampage. I think that's going to be a necessity, otherwise we're going to have to get rid of them completely. We can also now, I think, put the Nova engine on our Kryptonoth. Because, of course you do. Can't quite gunner team our Chirrupins, they are rank 4. Alright, that's fine. So at this point, we'll probably keep these guys as our cav. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the cold ones. We're going to have you, I guess, just drop into normal Kruma stance. Interesting. Okay, so I don't necessarily want any Skink Javelins at all. We'll place them all with normal Saurus with Mace. So you come on up to the Caverns of Sotek. That way you can get recruiting. I'll let Kroq-Gar handle this from here. Should be no problem. Accipiter, how would you like to be exterminated? Free of charge. Fire attacks on Kroq-Gar. He already has. He doesn't have Wayfarer though. I do like that on our siege engine. 0 lost. Well done, auto resolve. Like the experience then. Let's go into in-camp stance so we're not taking any attrition, and slowly and steadily make our way towards Einar, the Fallen. We'll see about that, won't we? Spawning of a Jodel. All that resistance is pretty decent. However, all of Tzeentch's forces are going to be completely subverting it. It'll be good for all of our quest battles, though. Let's do Dominion of Hunters first. That way all of our cold ones can move through the woods and have Frenzy. And then we'll circle back around to getting Kroq-Gar a little bit more tanky. Yakwa into the fray. Extra speed and cooldown reduction on Colossal Strike, which he does not have just yet. And Festering Bite for poison attacks. Poison attacks pretty dang good. Gold Smelter in the Temple Avenue and Grand Plaza as well. Then we might as well chuck in our Geomantic Pylon. I mean, besides that, we could go for Determining the Great Plan. Shrine of the Old Ones, a Sacrificial Altar, Sotek, which would give us more post-battle loot faction-wide. Weapon Crafter's Commune. If we can put this one in one of the smaller settlements, that's where it'll go. But I'm guessing you can't. No, so you have to sacrifice a tier 3 spot. Oh no, here it is. That's where we'll put it then. Probably not Temple Avenue. I'm going to use Temple Avenue for making money, but over at one of our military provinces for sure. Holy Stella. I truthfully don't think we need better defenses here. Let's go for the Geomantic Pylon to keep building up more Geomantic energy, and then that'll upgrade our commandments here. It should be up to that tier 3. So instead of growth 20, it'll be growth 30, and 8% income from buildings instead of 4. And that'll be just for the Teotihuacan province and the Temple Avenue of Gold province. So let's go ahead and upgrade Caverns of Sotek then, since it's closer to enemy territory. Teotihuacan, we can go ahead and take up the growth buildings. And then the Temple of Skulls, I absolutely would love to get the Sacred Spawning Caverns, but let's go for income first. And now we can't quite. What I'll do instead is we'll just chuck in a good old Geomantic Pylon. Build us up all of the Geomantic energy possible. We can start launching Cataclysm spells. We just made it on over to Tor Elasaur. I think we've made the journey over here before. Alright. We've got a lot of sacrifices to Sotex. Let's see. This tier 3 one, we've got speed for all armies. That's a lot. That's a lot of speed. Leadership. I guess immune to psychology when defending would be very useful against the likes of the demons. Ward save when fighting demons. Hey, that's the one. Sacrifices sent to Potek. And then from there, we'll obviously go for the growth one a second time. And I guess I need to go back in and change up some of my construction. But it takes less time. 4 turns, 3 turns, and then how many for my pylon? Just 3. That is way better. Teotihuacan. 2 turns, right? Oh, still just 3. No good. And then up here at the Temple of Skulls, we'll just go ahead and jump in the pylon here too. The 3-turn pylon. Unseen escorts. So we've been followed by Agents of Bahawax for some time. We've had this event before as well. We will take Shadows... Ooh, Shadows Far. More Chameleons. We move immediately on towards Serpendar. Can you help? No. Unfortunately, we don't get to bring the Nova engine either. Let's go ahead and have you set up in Caverns of Sotek. Keep building control here. And Kroq-Gar can move. Ooh, a decisive victory. Yeah, there's nothing here that is of any threat. I think that this feathery blue turd teleported over and it took out a small army of Zlotlan instead of defending itself. Let's go ahead and... I'd very much like to be awful to them. We'll just go ahead and loot and occupy then. Oh, we're still claiming a settlement. Capture and occupy Tor Serpendar. These lands for the children of the gods. Take back what was ours so long ago. They wanted us to fight with the Order factions. Only then can there be order. That's a play on that. Let's do Earthing. Then we'll start grabbing Chain Lightning. For Zeal's second Orb Keeper. I'm thinking I want to get rid of my Chulkan Riders almost as soon as I can. Just not, they're not my favorite. Rostral, here you can go through Global. Oh, you can't quite get anything useful, so we'll keep you with what you have. In fact, we might have him come up and start going after the shipwrecks off the coast. In that kind of the meantime, just so he's still building up experience. So we'll come on out from here. So next trail, we could also go ahead and... Oh, I forgot to upgrade change that one, so instead it'll still take... That still takes 5 turns, gross. Okay, fair enough. Temple of Skulls, then, we're going to go ahead and upgrade... Sacred Spawning Caves and our income building. We've got damaged stuff here in Serpendar, which is the breeding farm. Stone Marker, which I'm going to tear out. And we'll repair the ziggurat. Complete business. Can't afford any of our RORs. I'm tempted to replace... Oh no, the Yami Boro are so expensive. We shall wait. Alright, now Helena's here to trespass. Oh, good grief. Grail Guardians for days. Well, since it only would be adding us a Skink Oracle and no extra... I don't know that we want to fight this one. That is way too many Grail Guardians for what we have here. Our units are tough, but they're just shooting piddly little blow darts. And not this time. You enjoy your time here in our jungles. Itza's gone. Mad Pirate King beat a faction with Lustria Rises on. Impressive. Meanwhile, Ricard got drop-kicked straight out the wall. Itza got taken out. That's no good. Because Gorok isn't nearly as useful when he doesn't have Kroq to start. So the Lizardmen do not tire easily. This sequence ensures that all source spawnings have the required stamina. Got super stamped feet. Could snag those Kroq-Gar, but I prefer to get that in an army that we're using skinks with. Kind of same thing with these Dwaddles. So let's go ahead and give you... Nothing. We'll put you in Temple Avenue of Gold for a turn. Still just normal Soros. We will not recruit any of them. We'll just leave him in kind of a small army so we can have a little bit of a positive income for a few turns. And with Kroq-Gar, we can start smashing. Alright, so it looks like they have decided to abandon Dawn's Light. I'll go ahead and cut off their escape then. Another really weak force. Another auto-resolve. Man, our Pirataras do not like fighting. Swarm of wings is all they are. We'll be getting 4,000 for sacking it, but I still think we want to keep blaming the settlement and purging the sickness that's here. I thought I tore this out. I guess instead I repaired it. Well, now we kind of have to keep it, don't we? Psych. Oh, no, we have one at Dawn's Light, too. So what is the stone marker for them? We will do... This is another province. It's going to be very good to make an income-generating province. Even though it's right on the edge of Kairos. Still likely won't... Oh, we needed to sack it first. So we gotta check our quests. Throw your forces, Lord Kroq, and then Mightiest Forces. Fortress, that is. Alright, we'll go ahead and grab just more money. King Velas. Kroq-Gar. Ooh, Honored Elder. Ward save, control, and upkeep production. Yes, please. Sorry, spawning of Jodel. Keep finding better stuff. With 4K, I would kind of like to grab Pok Hopoks instead of these Chulkins. That way we have some kind of themed up Old One Spear Riders here. Recruit 30 new units, Sun Standard of Chotek, and 750 Treasury. Doesn't really make up for what we've spent, but it's alright. Is there anything else we could do upgrade-wise before we end the town? Answer is no, so what we'll do instead is just replace the other Chulkan Riders. Tulchin Riders. Flip it each time. With the Yemi Boro Riders. Hatch directly into becoming Temple Guard upon horrifying crocodile mounts. Alright, great. Next technology. We've got industry and exploitation. I'm thinking the sequence of construction is going to be our next call. Construction time reduction for all province, capital, and settlement buildings. That is glorious. Sacrifices to Zotek. We definitely need more control in the Storm of Sri Lanka. Control and growth are things we're just going to keep on repeat. Alright, Rostrawl. You were nearly regenerated. I'd like you to have some Saurus. Just the one unit of Mace Saurus is not enough. So I guess we'll wait with you. Or we could just give you some normal Saurus warriors. I don't know. What's the difference between the two? Obviously the Blessed ones are much more elite, but beyond that, I think they do gain more attack. Yes, we'll wait. Wait till we get the shield, guys. Alright. Down and turn. Alright, Zlot has so many mage priests running around. And yeah, that's where we got the Yamiboro. This time, though, we got the Archaeopteryx, so we've got some very speedy, stocky anti-infantry units, which are very good at blending through the likes of Skaven. They trade very well with the Skaven's own sneaky units. Alright, so let's go ahead and hatch ourselves the... Let's try the Archaeopteryx. And we'll grab the 2 new models, too, for this squad, and then we'll take out to the sea. So let's go into March. You're pretty well replenished. And we do control the shifting mangrove coast, so no problems. We'll sail out to the shipwreck. We will likely get attacked from over here as well, that's why I'm kind of keeping him near where our coastline is. They don't tend to like to attack unless there is a port, which is something you can kind of exploit. And this siege truck is a problem. I like, since we just attacked them from sea. Oh, there's a tempest going on down here. Yeah, I can see it. That is quite the hurricane. Any parts of the sea that aren't churning up and being awful at this point? Oh, you can see the storm. The seas are a little bit rougher. Cool. What if we just come out and grab the cell cargo and come back? Might not be able to. Let's find out. Come on, Kroq-Gar. Alright, sweet. While your crew search a wreck, the deck heaves and water bursts through the rotting hull. What is left of the ship begins to sink, taking its cargo with it. The crew only have time to salvage a few crates before the ocean claims it. But what should they save? Let's go for a castle-forged steel. So 1,500 treasury and some heavy iron. 15 more armor, 8% more weapon strength, and 8 more armor-piercing damage for the entire squad. That sounds great, although now we cannot get back to the to Dawn's Light. And we're going to take attrition. We'll do something a little bit more like this. Maybe we can lure some of their forces over to attacking Dawn's Light. No upgrades here. Gotta make the best of another mistake. Alright, so skill points pass out at Talk Flex. As you have finished your journey, we'll give you a trust list. You can send out even more next time. Means we'll grab Box's convoy. What is the deft? Oh, Pterodon Riders are tougher, deal anti-large damage. Yeah, it's probably even better if you're playing as the Sky cohort. Let's go ahead and add Boxa, and then we'll send them out to the jungles of Qian. Dispatch. We'll go for herd extraction. Glorious. Check the province tab, just over here at Dawn's Landings. Won't go for any of that. And we will end the turn. Alright, some Druchii Trespassers this time. Looks like they're bringing with them some Dark Riders. This is not a force that we would struggle with even a little bit. They have almost nothing in terms of crossbows. So we will indeed intervene. Would go that badly for us, would it? She's not wearing clothes and doesn't have a dragon, so I'm not sure where the fear is. Once we deal with the Dark Riders, it's going to be a quick... And they do have Sisters of Slaughter, but 44 speed as opposed to 48. They can't catch our chameleon skinks, and they can just keep blasting them from afar, so we'll see how well it goes for them. We will pick up the next episode with a battle between our multicolored Skinky Boy versus this scantily clad Dark Elf. I have been Space Wizard of War. Thank you so much for dropping by today's legendary Kroq-Gar campaign. If you will enjoy the video, remember to leave a like for Light God and a sub for the Subtron. See you on the next one.